Hey guys, welcome back to the Game Replay. I'm Dave the Usher. The game we're playing is Twisted Metal for the Sony PlayStation 3. It's Sweet Tooth's Carnival of Carnage. Let's do this! Okay, so here we are. We're gonna make our selection. Let's cruise on through the list. Shadow. Seems to be very medium, though. Special weapons. Not bad, but I'm not too sure. Crimson Fury, no thanks. I mean, the Death Warrant has served me well. You know, he's a good car, good vehicle. I'm thinking I'll probably pick that. I don't know, I'm just not seeing it with that Shadow car. Roadkill, Roadboat, they weren't that bad. But, yeah, let's go with the Death Warrant. Mounted up guns. Alright, folks, so here we are. This is the final event. The final event. It's going to be a boss battle. And once again, I'm telling you guys, I am cheating with the infinite weapon glitch. Because I have just reached my breaking point. I've had enough. You know, even with this glitch, this can be a pain in the ass. Trust me, I died many times trying to complete it. Let's do it!
To his followers, Sweet Tooth was a king. He was a god, and they'll never stop worshipping him. The day he died, they began to build this in his honor. They say one day the clown will return, stronger and madder than before. For now, they roll across the land, searching for a sign of their lord's resurrection. Pity you, Krista. Sent to destroy the one symbol of hope these freaks still have.
Okay, so here we are. We're underneath this giant vehicle. Watch out for those wheels. So basically, we have a bunch of Sweet Tooth minions who are trying to kill us. My goal is to shoot that clown face and destroy it while remaining inside this barrier. You can see on the outside the green bars. I need to remain inside this certain barrier. If I get outside, I'm gonna start getting killed. Everything else is trying to kill me anyway. So, alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna fucking fire homing missiles at this thing and kill it. There you go. But it's not over yet. You have to reach the health.
Where the hell are we? This is such a freak show. Hey boss, you think that clown's gonna help us bring this place down?
No clue, but I can smell the crazy.
Alright. I like how our characters always have like a henchman or crony along the ride with us. Actually, I don't like that. I just think it's weird and doesn't really make much sense. I don't know. Whatever. They picked up crazy hitchhikers. Who cares? They're punks and fuckfaces. Anyway, here we are in a giant kind of pinball level, which is kind of actually cool. I'm about to show you the objective, though. Yeah, the objective is to let one of the clowns who's carrying a bomb, which you activate by pressing that bullseye right there. So that launches the bomb, the clown picks it up, he jumps on your car, and before the bomb goes off, you have to drive up one of those ramps into the clown face. You do that 3 times, and we're set to go. Right now, oh, there's the clown. But you gotta watch out, because if one of these other dudes with the chainsaw or whatnot jumps on your thing, he'll start tearing you up. It fucks up your life, and you gotta kill him by smashing them on, you know, one of the pinball machine things or some object. So here we go. I got a bomb guy. This can be kind of easy, or it can actually be really a big pain in the ass. Alright, there you go. That's number 2. Just gotta do it once more. Yeah, these things rotate around 360, and it can really cause some annoyances. By the way, yeah, if I bang against that, it causes life to appear on some of these. Yeah, right there, you can see the life. So I just smash into it, and that'll help restore me. And you can do that again. There's a bunch of them around here. This is all about taking your time, You know, just drive away from the assholes with the chainsaws, find the guy with the bomb, and set up your jump right. If the jump doesn't work out, well, try and kill him, the guy with the bomb, or let it blow and then get some damn health. Whoa, excuse me. The bomb guy is there, but I need him to be the first to get on me. See, this guy, he's too close. Yeah, the others are too close. Kind of annoying. There you go. Come on. Oh, bomb guy. Damn it. Need the bomb guy. I gotta say, this is kind of a coolly designed little level here. It's not bad. It's a lot of fun. And here we go! Booka!
We're going to the top.
Aha! Motherfuckers! Ugh. So anyway, we are progressing through the levels. You can actually see the characters labeled down below. You can kind of see parts of the other obstacles we've already been through. Anyway, this is kind of like running a gauntlet with a lot of horrible things that are just trying to kill us, like these spinning fans. A lot of spinning shit that you have to avoid. Yeah, like these right here. Good God. Oh! It's nicking me a little. Woof! Got through that. Oh, here we go. And we got these things, like intense heat or some kind of flame. Anyway, we have health there. That is the only health pickup in this section of the level. You just gotta really take your time, and then again, sometimes just going for it and not taking your time can also help. And if you think it looks easy, folks, it's not. It's not easy at all. It's try it 15 times easy. That's the kind of easy it is, alright? I'm just gonna tell you. Ouch. Woof. Okay, so I'm making my way through. As you can see, I'm just rushing through, but hey, if you rush through, most likely you're just gonna get annihilated. So, hey, that's not a big, good strategy just to rush through. It's called taking a chance, seeing how lucky you are. Ah, hit me a little, hit me a little. Okay, so through these fans, and here we go, the last event, big fucking punching gloves with spikes. If I get hit by this, I'm gone. I gotta get to the door. Time it right. 1, 2, 3.
You've come so far, Krista. You fought so hard. Now all that stands between you and the attention you so rightfully deserve is this metal beast. They think they're safe, tucked away inside their god. But they don't realize that their own weapons will be their death. They don't realize that you, dear Krista, are even madder than they are. Like dolphins, bring down the beast and win your dream.
Okay, and now it's time for me to get really cheap because I don't care anymore. I am finally flying the helicopter, folks. Now, the objective here is I'm supposed to shoot down these helicopter minions, little sweet tooth minions, see them? I'm supposed to hit them until they fall to the ground. Then I'm supposed to pick them up with my helicopter, pick them all the way up, and drop them in a hole at the top of that clown's head. See the hole there? I drop the clowns inside the hole, it damages the big head, and I do that 4 times and I win. What I'm going to do is use my homing missiles again and again and my power missiles again and again to shoot this thing straight on and kill it before it kills me. I'm not interested in dying anymore. This game is over.
Only room for one at the top.
So yeah, I took care of it in a very cheap manner, but I don't give a shit. The helicopter controls, I find, personally, to be atrocious and horrible and weird. I don't know, maybe I'm just not good with it. I've flown jets and helicopters in other games with great controls. I find this to be not so great. I just had enough of it. I'm just gonna shoot this thing with power missiles and homing missiles. Fuck off, I'm done. Let's watch the ending.
The giant beast had been destroyed. Now it was time to see Calypso. But I was having second thoughts about my prize. If this mask comes off, even if it worked and I'm beautiful again, I'll just be back where I was, dealing with an endless swarm of whiny bitches with half my talent. Why climb the ladder of success when Calypso could just snap his fingers and take me straight to the top? I wanted out of this mask, but I only got one prize. And I'd rather be famous than free. Calypso, I want to be the world's most famous supermodel. Excuse me, Maya? No more struggle. No more competition. No more fighting whiny bitches over billboards. No more giving in to nasty photographers who just want to sleep with me. And no more selling my soul just to get time on some second-rate catwalk. No, never again. It's my turn to be number one. For my prize, you put me on the world's biggest runway. You make me the center of attention, and then, baby, you watch me shine.
Your wish is granted.
Oh my god, he did it. He actually did it. Is this New York? Paris? Milan? Wait, what the hell is this?
This is what you asked for, Miss Sparks. I certainly hope this runway is big enough for your dreams.
Calypso, you son of a bitch!
Why, Miss Sparks, you were right. You do shine.
I used to be so beautiful.
Well, if she walked out there on her own, but people are saying, it's Calypso, that it's his twisted metal.
Oh, man, here we go again.
No, now listen, it's all true. Now, there was this preacher, right? And he...
Now, wait a minute. Where are the cops in all this? How about the military?
Well, now look, they have wishes too.
Where
and
are
everyone...
all the protesters? If it wasn't just crime getting bad, but if this twisted metal were actually real, there'd be protesters, right? If all this violence and death and destruction we're seeing, if it wasn't just crime getting worse, but if it was actually caused by Calypso, people would be taking up arms against this guy. They'd be pouring out into the streets trying to take Calypso out. But where is everyone? Where are all the people? Where are all the protesters? Yeah, exactly. Exactly my point. The protesters, they don't exist because the contest doesn't exist. Twisted metal, it just ain't real.
I know who you are. I know who you really are. I will stop you. I am on a mission from God, and I will not be stopped. The world must know. The world must be free of your illusions, of your madness. I know who you are. You
Alright. And thus concludes Dollface's chapter of this Twisted Metal game. Alright. And in pure Twisted Metal fashion, Calypso always screws over the victor. Doesn't matter if the guy wins the competition, Calypso will give the winner what he or she wants, but, he dupes him or her and screws him over. And, it has this kind of cornball way, but it's a good cornball. It's been like this ever since the first Twisted Metal game, there's nothing wrong with corny sometimes, and I can appreciate them, sticking with that kind of formula throughout this game. It's a good formula. I just wish there was more characters. I mean, sure, we had the vehicles, but the characters in the vehicles were kind of missing, you know what I'm saying? And, that kind of made things lack. And, of course, I can touch all the other things. I can touch the graphics and the gameplay and the controls and the audio and all that. I can get to that when we get to the credits. This is kind of a cool little outro effect. There's the Warthog. I kind of don't like how that station wagon is on the top of the tank. It's kind of a weird design. I don't know. Special thanks? What about to the fans? Special thanks to me, yeah. And that's me. I've been a twisted, sick, and awesome Twisted Metal fan since 1995. And no matter what, I always hope to be a fan.
On that night, he did cut me. But he didn't kill me. If he wanted me dead, he would have done it. He had to have known. He was too good to miss something like that.
Say cheese. Cheese.
He had to know. I survived. He kept me alive, so I could continue his good work. So I could carry on his legacy. He kept me alive, in case something happened to him. My father was my hero. And Calypso killed him. Soon, I'll be strong enough to return the favor.
Alright, and fitting we should go out in the credits with some Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie has been involved with Twisted Metal ever since Twisted Metal 3, so, you can't go wrong with that. Here we are on the credits. Here we are, a completed walkthrough of the Twisted Metal campaign, the story mode. And what do I have to say? Well, I can say a couple things, I suppose. You know, where do we begin? Let's start with Twisted Metal in general. I remember when I was a teenager and I just got my PlayStation, and what came with the PlayStation was this little demo disc, and it had about several games on there. And one was Twisted Metal, the first Twisted Metal game for the Sony PlayStation. Others were Wipeout, I believe NFL Game Day, Destruction Derby, and I don't know, a couple others. But you know what? From that demo disc, that awesome demo disc, I picked up a couple games from it. You know, I picked up Twisted Metal, I picked up Wipeout, I picked up Destruction Derby. You know, those 3 games were like the starting point for the Sony PlayStation. Twisted Metal was so important to the Sony PlayStation. It was one of the games that just began that console. Twisted Metal, the first one, and Twisted Metal 2 were just great car driving, shoot 'em up games. A whole lot of fun. Twisted Metal always has been, to me, you know, just about fun and action, blowing things up, killing vehicles, mayhem, and, you know, finding fun little, you know, hidden objects and levels, you know? And I've been over this, you know? It's just, it's about fun. That's basically it. So how do I rate this Twisted Metal game? Well, Twisted Metal's been through a lot of changes throughout its, you know, birth. You know, Twisted Metal 1 and 2, things started changing with 3 and 4. It kind of went in a different direction. Not to say it was bad, but you know how things go with sequels. And then after Twisted Metal 4, you know, they started doing other types of Twisted Metal games. There's actually a couple of canceled games along the way. And then we got to the Sony PlayStation 2, and there was Twisted Metal Black, and they were trying to return it back to that old Twisted Metal feel. And they did a good job. Actually, I gotta say, I think that game was too black, like too dark to see what was going on when you're driving around. Actually, I didn't like that aspect about it. You know, you have to like go to the brightness and like turn it up on your television set or something like that. I believe I probably did that once or twice while playing that game back in the day. But anyway, and then there was, you know, maybe another canceled game, and then there was that Twisted Metal Small Brawl where they tried to take it in that like a completely different direction. And then, you know, Twisted Metal hasn't been around for a little while, and then when I heard that they were rebooting it for the Sony PlayStation 3, I was so excited. I'm like, yes, this is Sony PlayStation. This is Twisted Metal. This is what it does. You know, that's why this game was only released for the Sony PlayStation. This is a PlayStation game, and it always should be. There you go. And, you know, Twisted Metal isn't going away. As I say this, you know, people are in talks right now, you know, and they're supposed to be doing a Twisted Metal live-action movie sometime in the near future. And you can do movies like that, you know? So I'm looking forward to that. It'll probably have that old cornball kind of atmosphere, and that's how they'll play it up in the movie, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. It can't be that hard to do a movie about, you know, vehicles driving around, shooting at each other and killing each other, and then there's some, like, crazy, weird dude, like, is he immortal? Is he, like, some kind of magician, sorcerer type dude, you know, Calypso, making wishes come true and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, they can make a fun movie with that. But let's talk about Twisted Metal for the Sony PlayStation 3, okay? First of all, let's talk about the graphics. The graphics are very nice. I like the graphics. You know, what was wrong with them? Let's talk about the level designs with the graphics. You know, that looked cool too. There was a lot of fun, cool levels, very spaced out. You know, some of them were kind of like set up in an obstacle course kind of way, you know, where you're trying to avoid things, and they had that like that whole circus layout. And then they have, you know, a couple of building layouts where you just drive around the city. Like the one in the cold, in the snow, that one was a lot of fun for me personally. And then you kind of drive up on the ice and you're sliding around. And it just reminds me of Twisted Metal 1, and they kind of had something similar going up. You know, and they have fun ramps where you jump up, and then of course you get up on top of buildings, and then you're falling off of buildings, and you're falling in the swimming pools, and you're driving around underneath the swimming pool. That's Twisted Metal, you know? They couldn't have done better with the layouts and the graphics of, you know, the cars and the cool designs of the cars. You know, they all had fun little gimmicks, each and every one of them. Some of them were kind of funny, like shooting the guy out of the back of an ambulance or something like that, and you got like the morgue car and all that kind of stuff. And of course you have a Sweet Tooth's car that transforms into a robot. That's kind of funny. And, you know, they had a lot of variety. Adding that helicopter, even though it wasn't my favorite, I say kudos for you for trying, because, you know, they've never really done too much of that kind of thing. It's always been wheels, wheels, wheels. What's next? A boat? How can they pull that off? They should design a Twisted Metal game specifically for the ocean. What about that? You can call it some sort of oceanic Twisted Metal game, you know? But anyway, the gameplay could have been so much better in the story campaign mode if the AI was programmed better. I just feel like, you know, when I start my car and I start off in the level, all of the opponents are like drawn to me like I am a big magnet, and they are literally just thrusted into the sides of my car, into the backs, into the fronts of my vehicle that I'm using in the level, and they're just smacking me, and then they knock me, and my car flies like so far, and it's just kind of like ridiculous, and it just drove me insane, and to the point where I couldn't take it anymore, especially in those later levels. I really snapped, and it caused me to put the game down, because, you know, I tried multiple times to fucking beat the game, and you know, I could have succeeded. I probably would have eventually succeeded, but like, the point is, I put the game down. You know, I am a huge Twisted Metal fan. I love Twisted Metal, and I put it down for like a month, and just I couldn't be bothered to touch it, you know, and that has to say something to your fans. Like, there's frustrating kind of parts and times where the player, the gamer, can be like, oh, well, I died, I'm mad, a little angriness, but, you know, there comes a point where, like, you know, enough's enough, you know, that's just too much, I just can't deal with this shit. And that's where I just drew the line, you know, I just couldn't fucking do it, did that little ammo glitch, and just wiped through the rest. You know, some of the levels were a lot of fun. They had the normal style of Twisted Metal. Some of the levels were not fun. The races, you know, it's a couple of the levels where, like, you need to practice this level if you want to win. Let's talk about the music. Let's get off of that, though. Let's get off to that for a second and quickly touch on the music. The music was great. You know, they did a combination of, like, a Twisted Metal soundtrack, and they put in some real songs into that, and I guess that's kind of cool. Of course, you know, nothing beats the soundtrack of the first two Twisted Metal games. I think the music in those two games are just the best ever. The best ever. So overall, you know, it's not a bad game. It also has an online multiplayer kind of action thing, which we're going to get into. This is not over. I'm getting into that. I'm going to check out the multiplayer right after this. And let's talk about the story. You know, all three of the stories for our characters was typical cornball Twisted Metal stuff. You know, it was fine. It was nice. Like I said, I wish they had more characters for the cars, and maybe maybe down the line when they have another Twisted Metal game, they can kind of, you know, do that. I just hope they make the necessary adjustments in the next Twisted Metal game, and we're going to see some more of Sweet Tooth's family, maybe. So overall, I just think the game's okay, you know? Would I tell you guys that you should get this game? Yes, I actually think you should pick this game up. I think it's a decent game, you know? It's not the best Twisted Metal game that's been made, but, you know, it's not bad, and there are a lot of good moments in it, a lot of fun moments. I think people should check out this game, especially if they're fans of the Twisted Metal series.
He can even raise the dead, and once spawned, they are forever loyal to Calypso.
All that anger, all that fight, all that rage you have inside, you could bring the world so much pain. I just can't let that go to waste. You understand, yes? I had this made just for you. Take your time. The trip back, it can be a bit unnerving. Welcome back. Welcome back, Sophie. Kane. Are you ready to play?
Oh man. So it looks like we'll be seeing Sweet Tooth's family in the future. And hopefully we have future Twisted Metal games. You know, I think this game had success. It could have been better, but definitely it wasn't bad. The game did well enough, of course, to warrant the continuation of the Twisted Metal franchise, the Twisted Metal series. And I hope to see it continue, and I hope to see it grow, and I hope to see the creators of these games take the necessary adjustments to make the next installment of Twisted Metal even better. You hear that, David Jaffe? Make the next one better. Okay? Make the next one better. So there you go. At the end of Dollface's campaign, we are done. We have wrapped up the story. This is it. Overall, I'm just gonna say the game is decent and worth a pickup. You know, you should definitely buy this game. Used by now. Hey look, it's the Preacher's face. You think there would be some like Preacher DLC, you know, because we've seen the Preacher throughout the story mode, and you know, there's something going on with that. Maybe, you know, he'll be in the sequel to the game. We have a lot to set up. We have a lot of information here and characters that would set up a sequel, and hopefully we see it. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm Dave the Usher for the Game Replay, and stay tuned for the next part of Twisted Metal. I will see you guys next time. I am out.